Frank, lots of questions to ask you. Let's get right to it. Can you start with a general overview of the company?
Well, the general overview is actually, it's a former silver mine, but actually the primary metal, when I worked with Agnico Eagle Mines, was actually cobalt. We used to mine cobalt veins to extract the silver, and we threw the cobalt away. So as you're aware, cobalt's kind of a critical metal in lithium-ion batteries. So what we did was we picked up the two best highest grade silver assets that Agnico had in the cobalt camp, and we spent a fair amount of money on them. And so what we are, and more than like any other cobalt company, we're more advanced than anybody else. We have access to the underground. We've started bulk sampling underground. We've drilled. We've shown the world we can find the cobalt. And we've also started metallurgical test work to produce cobalt sulfate. We've been speaking with the Asians for quite a while to sell the product to them. So we're kind of doing three things at the same time. Resource development, we're going through a permitting process with Woods Engineering to build a 600 ton per day mill on our property. And we also have our V2OX process that can produce cobalt sulfate. So test work's being undertaken for that test work's being undertaken at SGS.
Right.
Produce cobalt sulfate for the end buyers, more than likely be an Asian buyer. It might be Japanese or Chinese. And we feel very comfortable in 2 to 3 years, we might be the first cobalt company producing cobalt sulfate for the battery market.
Very nice. I want to ask you about this, the Cobalt Properties you have in Northern Ontario. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So what we did, we went for actually, I guess, the best of the properties. And it's not a very large land package. It's only about 2,800 hectares, but they're the best of the best. Now, the Castle property, the way it's connected, the way it's set up, has an adit. There's only 3 adits in the cobalt camp. We have one of them. It's permitted. We're the only ones underground. And our adit is connected to all the other mines in Goganda. So basically, our adit connects to hundreds of kilometers of workings. We're very comfortable that the former operators left the cobalt behind. Mother Nature in the cobalt camp, the way it worked was, if it's high-grade silver, it's slow cobalt. If it's high-grade cobalt, slow silver. So basically, as of actually last week, we actually broke into some of the stopes, and lo and behold, we found all kinds of cobalt mineralization. We took out 92 buckets with a scoop tram last week. Gave us about a little under 200 tons of high-grade cobalt mineralization. So we're moving ahead with getting stockpiled ore. We're going to be moving ahead with, again, like I said, a drill program underground. That's the only way to find cobalt in the cobalt camp. You got to drill underground. And of course, like I said, the permitting process for a 600 ton per day plant. So everything is going ahead, and hopefully, like I said, 2 to 3 years, first cobalt company producing product globally. Very nice,
very nice. And congratulations on the recent news. You guys sound very busy, and I've been asking a lot of people I've been talking with today about what, give us a little breakdown on your summer plans and moving into the fall and for the rest of 2018.
Well, the primary thing we're doing right now is actually exploration. We're going to start with a very large exploration program underground. Like I said, we started actually our underground program, rehab. We brought equipment in 2 weeks ago, so we're going to carry on with that. It's a very long-term commitment. We're basically looking at a 2 to 3 year program to dewater the workings, because the working is so large. And then, of course, we'll be there at least minimum 2 to 3 years drilling underground. So it's a very long program, very intense program. Be a lot of data coming out, a lot of information coming out, and like we said, the company's called Canada Cobalt Works. It works.
Oh, you got another phrase. I have been talking with Frank throughout the day, and he's very succinct and to the point. I like that in an interview.
Thank you.
It sounds like you're going to have a very busy year, and congratulations on your success. I thank you for stopping by, Frank.
Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Frank Basa is the President, CEO, and Chairman of Canada Cobalt Works Inc. And what he's told me, it certainly does work. Frank,
thank you very much.